and think this was okay.
Recent reports have been emerging about a major investigation into the so-called freak-offs that were allegedly organized by Sean Diddy Combs. The rumors swirling around these notorious gatherings are deeply troubling and have cast a dark shadow over Diddy and the high-profile individuals purportedly involved. For years, there have been whispers of Hollywood's hidden and depraved underworld, but what's coming to light now paints an even more disturbing picture than anyone could have imagined. While it's common knowledge that Diddy was infamous for throwing wild parties, the details now being exposed suggest that these events were far more sinister, raising serious questions about the true nature of the entertainment industry's power dynamics. The allegations being brought forth are more than just lurid tales of excess. They hint at systemic corruption, exploitation, and potentially criminal behavior at the highest levels. Federal investigations and witness testimonies. According to recent leaks, federal agents have begun reaching out to witnesses who attended these infamous parties, trying to uncover the full scope of what took place. The deeper investigators dig, the more unsettling the revelations become. What was once dismissed by many as outlandish rumors or mere tabloid gossip is now at the center of a potentially explosive investigation. Sources close to the case indicate that federal authorities are building a substantial body of evidence, not just against Sean Diddy Combs, but also against a broader network of powerful individuals who were allegedly involved in these gatherings. These new developments suggest that the impact of this investigation could be far-reaching, with the potential to expose a web of corruption and exploitation that spans far beyond Diddy himself. Witnesses have started stepping forward, and their testimonies are as shocking as they are horrifying. The accounts being shared about what really went down at these events are startling, even by Hollywood's notoriously decadent standards. According to insiders familiar with the investigation, what transpired at these parties went well beyond the usual hedonism associated with celebrity gatherings. There are reports of bizarre and even ritualistic behavior that some witnesses have described as borderline satanic. These accounts suggest that these weren't merely excessive parties, but rather events where boundaries were crossed in ways that violated both moral and legal standards. Some attendees have alleged that they were coerced into participating in activities that left them feeling deeply disturbed, while others claim to have seen behavior that defies any conventional understanding of what could happen at a Hollywood party. What makes this situation even more disturbing is the growing evidence that these parties may have been used as part of a broader scheme to exert control over high-profile individuals. Several sources have suggested that Diddy, like other notorious figures in Hollywood's dark history, may have used these freak-off sessions as a way to gather compromising material on powerful guests. It is alleged that recordings were made of various...
No offense, but if you still be calling attorneys or dealing with insurance companies is the best way to see if you're owed a huge...
attendees engaging in illegal or morally questionable behavior, and that these recordings were then used as blackmail to ensure their silence or cooperation in business deals and other matters. The possibility that such a scheme existed raises troubling questions about the extent to which blackmail could have influenced decisions in the entertainment industry. One particularly shocking claim was made by a man on the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. He posted a video in which he alleged that Diddy had extensive blackmail material on some of the most influential executives in the entertainment industry. According to the anonymous source, these recordings were made during the freak-off parties, where individuals were lured into compromising situations. The implication is that Diddy wielded significant power over these executives because of the damning footage he had in his possession. However, before the video could gain widespread attention, the man's entire account was mysteriously taken down from X. This sudden removal has fueled speculation that a concerted effort is being made to suppress information about what really happened at these events. The fact that this account was deleted so quickly has only deepened suspicions that there are forces working behind the scenes to prevent the truth from coming to light. Many are now wondering if powerful figures, both in Hollywood and beyond, are pulling strings to keep this scandal from blowing up. If the allegations of blackmail are true, it would mean that numerous high-profile individuals have been manipulated and controlled through fear of exposure for years. This kind of leverage could explain a great deal about how certain figures have been able to maintain their influence and power in the entertainment industry, even in the face of controversies or scandals. The investigation is still in its early stages, but the growing number of witnesses willing to come forward suggests that more explosive revelations could be on the horizon. For now, many are waiting to see how deep this rabbit hole goes, and whether Diddy or anyone else implicated will face legal consequences for their alleged actions. If these reports are accurate, the entertainment industry could be facing one of its most significant scandals in recent history, with the potential to expose not only individual wrongdoings, but also systemic corruption and abuse of power that has been hidden for far too long. What's especially chilling about these revelations is the extent to which they parallel other high-profile scandals involving blackmail, most notably the case of Jeffrey Epstein. Like Epstein, Diddy is alleged to have used parties as a means of entrapping powerful individuals, creating a web of complicity that ensured their silence. The eerie similarities between these two cases have not gone unnoticed, and many are now speculating that the fallout from this investigation could be just as far-reaching and destructive. As federal agents continue to investigate, the public is left to wonder how deep this goes and whether justice will be served for the victims of these alleged blackmail schemes. What started as rumors about wild parties has now escalated into a full-blown investigation, with implications that could shake the very foundations of the entertainment industry. Whether or not Diddy will be held accountable for his alleged actions remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the revelations coming to light are far darker and more disturbing than anyone could have anticipated. A possible blackmail operation. The concept of using secret recordings as leverage to blackmail powerful individuals has a long and troubling history, not just in Hollywood, but across the broader realms of politics, business, and society. The allure of compromising and controlling influential figures through clandestine means has been a tool used by those seeking power for decades. One of the most infamous examples of this practice is Jeffrey Epstein, whose name has become synonymous with scandal and corruption on an international scale. Epstein's alleged tactics of coercion and manipulation are now being compared to the situation surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, as disturbing parallels between the two emerge. Epstein was known for hosting extravagant and exclusive parties, where he reportedly ensnared celebrities, politicians, and wealthy business magnates in compromising situations. These encounters often involved underage individuals, creating an even more sinister undertone to the entire operation. Epstein would then allegedly use footage or evidence from these encounters to blackmail his powerful guests, coercing them into providing favors, money, or influence in return for his silence. The Epstein case has become a touchstone for understanding how deep-rooted corruption can become when individuals with means use exploitation to entrench their own power. His mysterious death in jail, labeled a suicide by authorities, has been met with widespread skepticism, with many believing he was silenced before he could reveal damaging information about some of the world's most powerful figures. The fact that Epstein's case involves such high stakes only fuels concerns that something similar might be happening with Diddy. The idea that Diddy could have orchestrated his own form of leverage through blackmail, similar to Epstein, is not as far-fetched as it might initially seem. Over the years, there have been countless rumors surrounding Diddy's career and the ways he managed to climb to the upper echelons of the entertainment industry so rapidly. While he is undeniably talented and hardworking, many have speculated about whether there were other, darker forces at play in his rise to prominence. Industry insiders have suggested that Diddy's infamous freak-offs were not simply wild parties, but rather carefully calculated events designed to ensnare and control other high-profile individuals. If Diddy had recordings of influential executives, artists, or politicians engaging in illicit behavior,
back in the comments yet, since I figured that out.
Power within the entertainment industry.
I'll be able to comment back.
Such leverage would explain how Diddy has been able to maintain his dominance in the music and entertainment world for decades, with relatively few scandals attached to his name, despite the rampant rumors. Many speculate that Diddy's access to damaging information about others could have allowed him to build strategic alliances and prevent those who might challenge him from.
If building wealth feels like an uphill battle, listen closely, because the secret behind the wealthiest minds isn't hard work or luck.
From speaking out. In the cutthroat world of Hollywood, where information is currency, holding something as explosive as blackmail material could effectively cement someone's position at the top. If these allegations are true, it would mean that Diddy's entire career and legacy may have been built, at least in part, on a foundation of coercion and manipulation. The removal of the X, formerly Twitter, account of a user who posted a video detailing these alleged blackmail operations has only deepened suspicions. According to various reports, the user claimed that Diddy had compromising footage of some of the most influential executives in the entertainment industry, and that this material had been used to secure favors and maintain control. The fact that this information was wiped from the internet so quickly, before the video could gain widespread traction, has led many to believe that powerful forces are working behind the scenes to prevent the truth from coming to light. The speed with which the account was deactivated has raised red flags, suggesting that there are vested interests in protecting certain individuals and maintaining the status quo. The idea that Diddy's alleged blackmail operation could mirror Epstein's methods is not just speculative. It taps into a broader concern about how pervasive corruption can be among the rich and powerful. While it remains unclear just how far-reaching Diddy's alleged actions may be, the parallels with Epstein's case are unsettling. Both men are alleged to have used private gatherings as a means of entrapment, luring powerful figures into situations where they could later be blackmailed. Both are also said to have accumulated influence and wealth, in part, by exploiting the vulnerabilities of others. The fact that Diddy's name is now being associated with such tactics is a major blow to his public image. But it's also indicative of a much larger problem: the way in which power and corruption can intersect in the entertainment industry. One of the more troubling aspects of this developing story is the role that technology and social media are playing in shaping the narrative. The swift removal of content related to Diddy's alleged blackmail operation highlights how easily information can be controlled in the digital age. While platforms like X are designed to foster communication and transparency, they are also vulnerable to manipulation by those with enough money or influence. This incident has only stoked fears that certain individuals are using their power to suppress damaging information, preventing it from reaching the public. If there is indeed a concerted effort to keep Diddy's alleged actions hidden, it raises serious questions about who is pulling the strings behind the scenes. For now, much of the information surrounding Diddy's alleged blackmail ring remains speculative. While there are many rumors and whispers, hard evidence has yet to emerge that definitively proves the existence of such a scheme. However, the fact that so many parallels exist between Diddy's case and the Epstein scandal is enough to give pause. If these allegations turn out to be true, it would mark one of the most significant scandals in Hollywood history, potentially implicating a wide range of individuals in the entertainment industry and beyond. The comparison between Diddy and Epstein is certainly provocative, and it suggests that the entertainment industry may be far more corrupt than most people realize. If powerful individuals are indeed using blackmail to control others, it would represent a dangerous abuse of power that undermines the integrity of the industry and violates the trust of the public. Moreover, it would reveal a hidden network of exploitation that extends far beyond Diddy, implicating other high-profile figures who may have been involved in similar schemes. As more information comes to light, the public will be watching closely to see how this story unfolds. Whether or not Diddy is ultimately found to be guilty of these allegations, the fact that such rumors are even circulating is a damning indictment of the entertainment industry's dark underbelly. The parallels to the Epstein case serve as a chilling reminder that behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, there may be a much darker reality at play, one that involves manipulation, coercion, and the ruthless pursuit of power. If this scandal continues to grow, it could expose a web of corruption that has been hidden for far too long, with consequences that extend far beyond Diddy himself. A bigger network of power and corruption. One of the more unsettling aspects of this entire situation is the growing belief that Diddy is not the only player in this game. There are rumors that his freak-off parties attracted a veritable who's who of Hollywood and corporate elites, and that these individuals are now scrambling to cover their tracks. The fear among some is that if Diddy decides to cooperate with authorities, the resulting fallout could be catastrophic for numerous high-profile figures. If Diddy is indeed sitting on a trove of incriminating evidence, it's no wonder that there are whispers that he is now in danger. Some have drawn comparisons to the Epstein case, speculating that if Diddy starts talking, he could face the same fate as Epstein. As we all know, Epstein was found dead in his jail cell under suspicious circumstances, and many believe that he was silenced to prevent him from exposing the influential people who attended his infamous parties. Could Diddy face a similar end if he decides to talk? Many are now openly speculating that the powerful individuals he allegedly blackmailed will stop at nothing to ensure that he never gets the chance to tell his side of the story. The underbelly of Hollywood's dark side. The entertainment industry has long been rumored to harbor secrets, with numerous scandals over the years exposing the darker side of fame and power. From the rampant sexual misconduct revealed by the Me Too movement to allegations of child exploitation in Hollywood, there is a long history of people in positions of power abusing their status. What makes this case involving Diddy so troubling is that it combines so many of the worst elements of these scandals into one terrifying narrative. At the heart of it all is the issue of exploitation. It's not just about the wild parties or the debauchery that reportedly took place at these freak-offs. The real story here is about the people who may have been coerced into participating, either through manipulation or outright force. If these parties were
the biggest companies in the world are willing to pay big bucks for anyone who's
Sorry about
able
the
to
ads.
code. And you may think
used as a venue for blackmail, then those attending may have been unwilling participants in a scheme designed to control and exploit them. This raises serious questions about consent, agency, and the abuse of power. One of the most disturbing elements of these allegations is the claim that these events were not just about pleasure, but were orchestrated to entrap individuals for the purpose of blackmail. This paints a horrifying picture of a system where power is maintained through fear, manipulation, and control. And if Diddy was indeed a central figure in this system, it suggests that his entire career may have been built on a foundation of corruption and exploitation. The media and social reaction. The public's reaction to these revelations has been a mixture of shock, disbelief, and morbid curiosity. For years, Diddy has been one of the most influential figures in the music industry, a man who appeared to have it all. He built an empire on Bad Boy Records, discovered some of the biggest names in hip-hop, and expanded his brand into fashion, television, and beyond. To many, Diddy represented the epitome of success and ambition in the entertainment industry. However, the recent revelations have caused a seismic shift in public perception. What was once seen as harmless success, the product of wealth, fame, and success, is now being recontextualized as something much more sinister. Memes and jokes about Diddy's parties, including the infamous rumor of 1,000 bottles of baby oil, have given way to a deeper and more unsettling conversation about the true nature of these events. It's important to note that while many of the details surrounding these allegations remain unverified, the fact that so many witnesses are now coming forward suggests that there is more to this story than meets the eye. The question now is whether or not Diddy will face justice, or if, like Epstein, he will be silenced before the full truth comes out. The broader implications. The fallout from these revelations could be far-reaching, not just for Diddy, but for the entertainment industry as a whole. If it turns out that these parties were used as part of a blackmail operation, it could expose a network of corruption that extends far beyond Hollywood. The idea that powerful figures could be controlled through fear and manipulation is not a new one, but the scope of what is being suggested here is unprecedented. It also raises serious questions about the role of the media in covering up these kinds of scandals. The fact that information about Diddy's alleged blackmail ring has been actively suppressed suggests that there are people working behind the scenes to keep the truth from coming out. Whether this is due to fear of retaliation or because those in power are complicit in the events that took place is unclear, but it highlights the dangerous influence that wealth and power can have over the flow of information. The comparison to Jeffrey Epstein is particularly striking because of the similarities in how both men allegedly used their connections and influence to entrap and control others. Epstein was able to operate with impunity for years, largely because of the powerful people he had under his thumb. If Diddy was running a similar operation, it would suggest that the same kind of corruption exists in the music industry, and potentially in other industries as well. Historical context: blackmail in America. To understand the full implications of the allegations surrounding Diddy, it's important to look at the history of blackmail in America, particularly as it relates to organized crime and politics. One of the most notorious examples of blackmail being used to control powerful figures involves J. Edgar Hoover,
Hi,
the
Angela.
longtime director of the FBI. Hoover himself was rumored to have been compromised by members of the Jewish mob, specifically Meyer Lansky, one of the most powerful crime bosses of the 20th century. According to some accounts, Lansky obtained incriminating photographs of Hoover and his longtime companion, Clyde Tolson, and used this material to ensure that the FBI would not pursue organized crime figures aggressively. Hoover, in turn, allegedly hosted his own blackmail parties, where powerful individuals were secretly recorded in compromising situations. This allowed Hoover to maintain control over some of the most influential people in America, creating a system of mutual exploitation that lasted for decades. The parallels between Hoover's blackmail operation and the allegations surrounding Diddy are striking. Both men are said to have used private gatherings as a means of obtaining leverage over others, and both were able to maintain their positions of power for years, in part because of the influence they wielded over those around them. Conclusion: what lies ahead? As more witnesses come forward and federal investigations continue, the full scope of what happened at Diddy's freak-offs is slowly coming into focus. While it remains to be seen whether these allegations will lead to criminal charges, the sheer weight of the accusations has already done significant damage to Diddy's reputation. The parallels to Jeffrey Epstein's case are impossible to ignore, and the fact that Diddy is now reportedly on suicide watch only heightens the sense of foreboding surrounding this entire situation. If the rumors of blackmail, corruption, and exploitation turn out to be true, this scandal could have far-reaching implications, not just for Diddy, but for Hollywood and the music industry as a whole. The fact that so many powerful individuals are allegedly involved suggests that this is not just a story about one man's fall from grace, but about the dark underbelly of an industry that has long been shrouded in secrecy. As the investigation unfolds, one thing is clear: the truth, whatever it may be, will likely change the way we think about power, fame, and corruption in the entertainment world. What started as whispers about Diddy's wild parties has now spiraled into a full-blown scandal, and the ramifications could be felt for years to come. The content on this channel may contain gossip-based information, rumors, or exaggerated portrayals of reality. Please exercise your own discretion while watching, and remember that not all information presented may be factual or verified. Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. I'll be posting more. God bless you, and I love everyone. So thank you for coming in. Bye-bye.